Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Hope you guys had a fantastic day. So yes then, the series guys, the series is back. That is right, the Premier League is back. That means only one thing. My Premier League predictions series is back. So that is right guys, Premier League season kicks off Friday night. And it is my job guys now to do all the season, every single game week, predicting the scores. If you've not watched my recent video where I predicted my Premier League table, that is in the link in the description. So not watched it yet, go and watch it guys. But anyway, we are back. The season is back and we are at Premier League Game Week 1. That is right guys, if you'd like to see a video here man, hit that like button, subscribe if not already, and without further ado man, exciting times man. Let's predict the Premier League Game Week 1 matches. First up we have Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Liverpool have had quite an upsetting pre-season due to Diego Jota, you know, death and stuff like that. They have recently also just lost the Community Shield to Crystal Palace, but again guys, that is a big game obviously for you to win, to get momentum for the season. But you know, it's only a Charity Shield, so you know they won't be too disheartened by that. But yeah, Liverpool have done some massive business this year, and they're still not done yet. They still want Isaac from Newcastle. I don't think they'll get him because I think Newcastle are really pricing out Isaac for that move. But we'll see what happens, guys. Liverpool are definitely contenders this year for the title, and obviously they want to do it for Diego Jota as well. So, but anyway, they're up against Bournemouth, who have had again an awful pre-season guys. They have lost £147 million worth of defenders. That is right, they have lost 3 of their best defenders and £147 million. They've got a massive money to spend now in this transfer window. We'll see what happens with Broadwell, but they could be in trouble this season guys. They could be in trouble losing that many defenders, top class defenders as well. But yeah, Bournemouth man, I don't know what's going to happen with them. They haven't really strengthened that much either, so they could be in trouble guys. So that's why I got Liverpool to beat Bournemouth 3-0. Aston Villa versus Newcastle guys. That is right, Villa have not really spent much money this season. They've signed a 34-year-old defender and also a new striker, which I don't know much about. They are in the Europa League this year, and you know, big, you know, Villa could be, Villa could have a big season this year. We'll see what happens. I can't really say what's going to happen this year because the season's not started yet. But they're up against Newcastle, who I've just mentioned, guys. They are in a bit of a state right now with this Isaac situation. To be fair, the way Isaac is treating Newcastle, it's a bit harsh, and it shouldn't really be happening. Obviously Newcastle getting on a platform now where big teams want him, and I think the way he's treating Newcastle is not very good. And anyhow, drops into the under-21s training session. Fair enough, fair play to him. He's sticking to his guns. But if Newcastle lose Isaac, guys, Newcastle could be in trouble because they haven't really got another striker now. Obviously, Callum Wilson, he went. But yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. But this game, I think, could be quite an exciting game. So I've got this game to end as a 2-2 draw. Brighton versus Fulham. Brighton, guys, they have been spending so much money this season. Okay, they've spent so much money. Brighton have signed a massive 7 players this year and some big names as well. So Brighton, guys, they're in the Europa League. You know what, guys? Brighton, they are a tricky side to beat. Brighton, tricky side to beat. They always give teams a good game. And you know what? I like Brighton. And this year, James Milner is repping the number 20 shirt, which I'll be keeping an eye on him because he's also on the verge of beating an all record of most Premier League appearances. I think he needs like 20 more games. So we'll see what happens with that one, guys. But anyway, they're up against Fulham, who again haven't really spent much this season. As I'm filming this right now, they have signed no one. They are in talks with some guy called Kevin, who is a winger, £35 million. So I don't know much about him, but yeah, As of right now, Fulham are, you know, not signed anyone, and you know that could prove vital for their season, because Fulham, you know, they are a good side, but they have lost a few players this year. So just on that, I think Brighton guys will just have the edge over Fulham. So I've got Brighton to beat Fulham 2-1. Next up, we have Sunderland versus West Ham. That is right, man. Sunderland that just got promoted from the Championship, and oh boy, they have been spending some big money. For me, guys, their biggest transfer this season is obviously Granit Xhaka. What a player, man. You know, he has Champions League football, Champions League experience, European football, World Cup experience, guys. And Xhaka, man, how the hell did Sunderland get Granit Xhaka? So he could become vital to their season this year. And you know what, guys? Sunderland have spent so much money this year, and they've signed some good players as well. Yes, they lost Joe Bellingham, but they have replaced him with so many decent players. And apparently, I've heard they want Jamie Vardy as well. So if they get Jamie Vardy as well, man, what a team. But they're up against West Ham, who haven't really spent any money again. They've lost their main player, Kudus, okay. I don't know what West Ham are going to do now, because they've lost their best player. They have signed Callum Wilson, guys, on a free transfer. You know what? Callum Wilson, you know, decent player, but his injury record is not great. The main one for me, though, guys, is they have signed another free agent, which is Kyle Walker-Peters from Southampton. You know, he's got Premier League experience. You know, a decent player as well. So, you know what? West Ham, yes, they haven't spent much or improved their squad. They've probably got a worse squad now due to losing Mikel Antonio and Kudus. But with the Premier League experience they've got, I think they'll beat Sunderland 2-0. Tottenham versus Burnley. So Tottenham, guys, are going crazy right now. They've just signed Kudus. Thomas Frank is their new manager. Listen, Thomas Frank, man, is a very underrated manager. When he was at Brentford, he got Brentford playing some amazing football. Considering Brentford, guys, didn't have the best team in the world, they played some amazing football. And if Thomas Frank can get that into the Spurs' team, you know, I think the Spurs, guys, could have a good season this year. Yeah, Thomas Frank, in my opinion, very underrated manager. The problem for me, though, guys, is they have lost two key players this season, okay? They've lost Son, who's obviously left for £20 million to go to the MLS. And then also lost James Maddison for the whole season as well due to an ACL injury. So that is two main players right there who they are truly going to miss. So Tottenham, for me, need to come in for an attacking midfielder, because obviously now James Maddison's out. They haven't really got anyone in his ranks as good as him. So Tottenham will need to come in for a player, and I've heard they're coming in for my boys player, Leicester City, El Kanu. So we'll see what happens with that one. I swear to God, man. But anyway, yeah, with Thomas Frank at the home, guys, I think they'll do quite well. They're up against Burnley, who, you know, Burnley guys are Burnley guys. You know, Burnley always get promoted, they come back down, get promoted, come back down. It's like a vicious cycle. But, you know, they have signed some decent players. They've signed Kyle Walker, which is obviously the main one for me. You know, Kyle Walker, guys, is so old now, you know, 34, 35. But with his experience, and you know, he's still pretty quick as well. You know, he could really help them this season, and we shall see what happens. In my opinion, they got rid of their best player in Josh Brownhill. He scored 19 goals in the Championship last season, which, you know, will be a big loss for a midfielder. So Burnley, guys, you know, Burnley could have another season where they're getting dropped, but we shall see what happens, guys. The Premier League is full of surprises. But for this game, I've got Tottenham to beat Burnley 2-0. Wolves versus Man City. That is right, guys. Wolves have lost two of their main players this year in El Tenori and Matthias Cunha. Okay, but yeah, Wolves, man. Wolves have signed Fer Lopez from De Vigo. You know, decent player, you know, some sort of winger as well. You know, decent player. I've seen him play a couple of times. Decent player. They also signed Strand Larsen on a permanent deal last season after scoring 14 goals. You know, Strand Larsen, guys, you know, I quite like the guy, but I think he just lacks that pace that he can keep up with the Premier League. But again, he scored 14 last season, so I can't really complain about that. Yeah, guys, Wolves have lost their 2 players, like I say, El Tenori and Cunha, and you know, big losses, man, big losses. They're up against Man City, who have had quite a good pre-season on these players, and obviously Wolves are against their old player El Tenori. Man City have also signed Cherki from Lyon, you know, good player as well, very decent player. But you know what, guys, Man City are at a stage right now where they've lost their best player in De Bruyne. And I don't know, guys, I think Man City, you know, they've got a good side, but with Man City, you know, they get kind of obvious on what they are doing, you know. If you can somehow block their strategies out during the game, and you got a chance to beat Man City. But I think Man City will be too strong for Wolves, and that's why I got Man City, guys, to beat Wolves 3-1. Next up, we've got Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. That is right, guys. Chelsea are going on a massive spending spree yet again. It's unreal, guys. How has Chelsea not been done by the, you know, financial fair play? Honestly, guys, Chelsea right now in talks and now to sign Garnacho from Man United. Let's be real, guys. Let's be serious, man. Chelsea do not need another winger of his quality. They've got so many quality in the squad. Signing Garnacho as well, you know, it's taking their mick a little bit. In this season alone, they have signed Gittins from Borussia Dortmund for £65 million. João Pedro for another £60 million. Liam Delat raised up to £40 million and set to sign Garnacho as well. Honestly, guys, how has Chelsea not been done by this fair play stuff, man? I don't understand it, but you know, guys, Chelsea could compete for the title this year. I've got a feeling Chelsea will compete with Enzo Maresca at charge, guys. You know, Enzo Maresca is a guy that obviously come to Leicester. So there's Leicester fans who loved him. Gone to Chelsea, and you know, a lot of Chelsea fans like him as well. So you know, doing something right there. But I don't know, the amount of players they're signing is unreal. They're up against their London rivals, Crystal Palace, who have just recently won the Community Shield, so fair play to them. But the bad thing about Palace is they have just lost their appeal to compete in the Europa League. They are now dropped down to the Europa Conference League, which in my opinion is kind of, you know, pretty harsh. But you know, winning the Community Shield, good start to the season for them. But they are in discussions right now to sell Eze to Spurs. So if Palace lose him, Palace need to replace him quickly. Season starts within 4 days, and Palace, man, you know, they haven't really signed anyone this year. They signed a goalkeeper on a free, and a left back I don't really know. So Palace needs to sign someone soon. But you know what though, guys, the way Palace are right now, you know, they won the Community Shield. So just on that, Chelsea did win the FIFA Club Football obviously as well. But I think this game, guys, will end up as a draw because Palace will be full of confidence after their latest win. So I've got a 2-2 draw, guys, for Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Forest versus Brentford. Forest, guys, they were close to losing Morgan Gibbs-White, their captain, but their manager held him hostage and made sure he signed a new deal. I personally believe their chairman held down Morgan Gibbs-White and said, "You are not bloody leaving, sign that deal right now." So yeah, kind of funny, man, kind of funny. But yeah, Forest are right now in talks to sign James McAtee from Man City. You know what, decent signing right there, £20 million. He's a young player, a bit like Morgan Gibbs-White, very solid. They have lost their best player though in Elanga, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Forest, guys, you know, they've took over Crystal Palace's space in the Europa League, which is kind of harsh considering Palace won the FA Cup. So anyway, we'll continue, guys. Brentford, man, again, they are yet again in trouble. They have just lost Mwumbu. They're about to lose Wizard as well. Yeah. Lost their captain Norgard, Flecken as well. But yeah, guys, Brentford guys have signed a decent Premier League experienced player in Jordan Henderson. You know, I'm glad he's back in the Premier League, guys, because Jordan Henderson, yes, he's still a class player. You know, he's old, but he's still class. And Brentford need to provide a new striker now, because if they lose Wizard as well as Mwumbu, Brentford could be in trouble. But I've got this game, guys, to end as a 1-0 win for Nottingham Forest. Next up, we have Man United versus Arsenal, top 6 clash, guys. Man United have had a massive transfer window, in my opinion, which was needed. They have signed Sesko, fantastic striker right there. They have missed a striker for many years. Obviously, they signed Højlund and Xerxes, but in my opinion, guys, them two players I've just mentioned are nowhere near a Man United players. So to sign this Sesko, he looks a bloody good player. They've got that Cunha now as well as Mwumbu. So Man United guys, Man United have had a massive striker change, you know, attacking change, which is good news. They have lost Rashford and also Garnacho, in my opinion, which they should probably kept them to, because they are still bloody good players. But yeah, Man United guys, they could be a top 10 contender this year. I don't think they'll get anywhere in the top 6 or top 4, because with Amorim at charge, guys, I don't think Amorim is the right man for the job, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. They're up against Arsenal, who have just signed. Arsenal have just signed a player they've needed for so many years, since Robin Van Persie. That is Gyökeres. Okay, so they have signed Gyökeres. They got Jesus at the helm as well in the strikers, but Jesus is always injured. Yeah, so Arsenal now have a fantastic striker they can rely on for goals. We shall see what happens with him. But overall, fantastic player. And because of that, I think Arsenal will just edge Man United in a 3-2 win. Next up, this is our last game, guys, of this game week. It is Leeds United versus Everton. So Leeds have come up from the Championship. In my opinion, they are a Premier League side. But again, just like Burnley, Leeds always have struggles of staying up. Leeds have signed 3 players, but in my opinion, them 3 players aren't good enough, or you know, proved enough in this Premier League season. Obviously, you know, their first time in the Premier League. Leeds, I don't know. I think with Daniel Farke at the as a manager, I don't think he's good enough, in my opinion, for the Premier League. But we'll just see what happens. They're up against Everton, who have had a fantastic transfer window, by the way. They have signed Barry, striker, fantastic player. They have signed one of my favourite players of all time, Keenan Dewsbury Hall from Chelsea, fantastic player. You Everton fans are watching this video, you have a massive gem in Dewsbury Hall, trust me, a massive gem. And they've also set to sign Jack Grealish, guys. So Everton, guys, could be surprising this season. I did put them quite low in my prediction table this year, but with Dewsbury Hall and Jack Grealish, you know what, guys, Everton could be some business this year. I'm quite excited to see how they get on. So just on that, guys, I've got Everton to beat Leeds 2-1. And there we go then, guys. That is my Premier League Game Week 1 predictions. The new season's back, 2025-2026 Premier League season is back. And you're excited for this series, guys. Again, 4 years running. Let me know down below in the comments. And thank you for watching the video, guys. The league is literally 2 days away as you're watching this. Even though my boys Leicester aren't in it, guys, the Premier League is still the best league in the world. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week for a brand new video. Good, and good night.